Hey Andrew, I wanted to talk to you about how the index and the searching and the insertion methods work. So let's say we have this array right here, this list, indexed 0, 1, 2, 3 in orange here. The values are 2, 5, 1, 7, 5, etc. If we call get index of 5, we want to start at the left-hand end here at position 0 and look through until we find the value 5. And here we find one at position 1. So get index of 5 would return the number 1. That's the index number. If we call get index of 5 3, so that is the starting index value is 3, we ignore 0, 1, and 2 and we begin at this new index value 3. And so we start at this point, that's not a 5, we move over to this next value up, this next index value. It is a 5, so we would return the number 4. It's important that we don't start at this end because if we worked backwards here, we would see the index value 7, and that would be much bigger than 4. So the smallest value beyond 3, starting at 3, the smallest index value starting at 3 that it contains a 5 is this number 4. So we have to start at the, in this case here, this is kind of the same as saying get index of 5, comma 0. In fact, that's one way you can implement that if you want to, is to just use, if you call the method without a second parameter, it just goes ahead and calls this one with the parameter 0. Now let's look at the insert element at method. So here I've got an array, or a list, index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nothing in position 5 here. And the current values are 2, 5, 1, 7, and 5, and I want to insert the value 4 in position 2, and I think I've got that in the right order. So this is the value, and this is the index number. So what I want to have happen is I want it to look like this after I'm done. So to do that, I need to insert the value 4 in this position. But in order to make room, I'm going to have to shuffle all this stuff along. Now you have to start at this end. You have to first move this value over to here. If you started here and moved this value over, you're going to overwrite this 7 with the 1. And then you won't have the 7 anymore to use to bump up further. So you have to do it like this. You move the 5 there, and then you move the 7 here, and then you move the 1 here. So you have to work backwards through the array, and then this you can get rid of and turn it into a 4. So you got to do it in that order. So inserting an element requires you to start beyond your list and copy things to kind of to the right here and work your counter backwards. So this counter, this loop would look like 4, let's say your int was I. It would start at your number of elements. I forget what you called that. Let's say it was number of elements. It would go downwards until we get to the index value. So I would be, this works as long as I is greater than the index value that we are trying to replace. And then we do I minus, I minus minus. And then inside there, you have a copy command to copy values directly, like your data array at I, which starts at num elements, which is 1 beyond your list number. Like if this has 5 elements in it, this num elements is 5. So we're going to be looking at this position is data at I minus 1. Sorry, that's really hard to read. You do that copy all the way along. And that goes until, as long as I is greater than index. When I is equal to index, it's not going to look down below. So that's how you copy. That's the shuffling, copying everything up for one at a time. Okay, I hope that helps out. And let me know if I can clear up any more. Thanks.